This is the second video for Chapter 1, and it's about culture and mass media. So the first thing we need to acknowledge is that we're all affected by our culture. We're going to talk more about this in class. Some of us feel that we're less impacted by our culture. For example, you may feel that you don't dress a certain way or you don't buy certain things because of our culture. But at the end of the day, we're all pretty impacted by the culture that we live in. This gets transmitted to us essentially by our mass media these days. So back in, thousands of years ago, we might have all been sitting around the proverbial, fire, listening to our elders tell us about our culture. That's not happening anymore, but we may be sitting around our television sets or sitting around our computer screens, and mass media is really telling us so much information about our culture. Now, you'll see here that I have said dominant culture, and I picked it up again here. We're all living in our dominant culture. It's the reason that if I say words like the TV show Friends or McDonald's or KFC, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And by the way, I know those aren't great examples of high culture, but they're part of our dominant culture. But we're also all a part of our own individual bounded cultures. And these may have to do with our religious background. They may have to do with our ethnicity, or they can also happen to deal with hobbies of ours or interests that we have. So you might be really into country music or hip hop music. You might be really a part of soccer culture, or you might be a gamer. And these bounded cultures bring with them not just, one thing, but they may influence how we dress, how we speak, the types of things we do. We essentially have all these commonalities with other people who participate in our bounded culture. We're all a part of the dominant culture, like I said. For example, here in the United States, whether you're an international student who's visiting us now and participating in our dominant culture, whether you're a first-generation student, or whether you and your family have lived here for decades or centuries, we're all a part of this dominant culture. But we're also all part of probably multiple bounded cultures. So you might think about in your own life, do you have a religious or ethnic background that you participate in that culture, along with some hobbies or interests that you have that, is a separate bounded culture for you. So we constantly go back and forth between our dominant culture and some of our bounded cultures. And that's it for today.